What up, y'all? I decided to do another quick response video to this lady, Rose the Realist. I want this to be a teachable moment because she couldn't grasp the fact of my video of what I was saying. She didn't understand where I was coming from. And instead of her saying, you know, this is why I feel this way or that way, she could be grieving, blah, 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 and stating her opinion, the first thing she do is tread lightly with this one. And it's like, what else she say? She said, God can put you in the same position as you can feel where she come from. And here's the thing, and this is what I find it hard. This is what I know you find hard to grasp. Even if I was in that position, I would not go party and drink and stuff with my friends and be online. I wouldn't be online. If a situation is happening with me, I wouldn't be online. I'd be handling that situation or dealing with that situation myself. There are certain situations that happen in my life and I wasn't online. I was handling the situation. And I'm not speaking on that woman. I'm talking about for me particularly, since you want to go there. If I was in that predicament, I would not be online drinking. And the thing is with that, it has nothing to do with her drinking. I feel like it's her friends and the people around her who do that. And I think that's the issue too. Every time someone loses somebody, people feel like it's okay to go drinking and partying. Let me get your mind off it real quick. Let me make you feel good real quick for a second. And then once that second is gone and that person is by themselves and alone, then what? They have to deal with it. And I don't mind everybody's opinions. I don't mind everybody's comments. But what irritated me about this grown woman here, she it could happen to you. And what if, and if was a fifth, we all be drunk. And what makes me feel like this woman here is very disingenuous, I went to her page. And when I went to her page, I saw that she was saying Bible verses and having conversations about how you don't, it's not basically for your husband, it's for God alone. And what you don't stand for your husband, you stand for God, or whatever the message she is trying to convey. She trying to say and preach her story on how she want things. That's her opinion in her life and what she want to put out into the world, right? That's what she wants to give to the world, is that advice that she's giving them with Bible verses and everything like that. So if you come and you try to have a conversation with me and you can't even get to the point to where you're actually having a conversation, what are you doing? Because if you are a Christian or a Muslim or with any type of religion you're from, you're showing a poor representation of it now, is my point. And you weren't even capable of having a conversation of saying, I don't agree with this. This is my opinion on this subject matter. So when you come at me sideways, I'm going to give you the same energy you give me back. Because just like that can happen to me, it can happen to you if it hasn't already. So you mean to tell me, ma'am, the first interaction that I have with you, I wouldn't even be able to tell that you're a godly woman, and that's all you're talking about on your video? You speak in Proverbs and everything like that, and that's all you could talk about, but you could come on here and say, yeah, with your big age and whoa, and snap your neck and think you eating, and you're not even able to have a conversation? You're not even able to talk about the topic? You go straight to insults? That means you got a little bit more praying to do, boo. That's what that means, because you're incapable of having a conversation. Again, if you didn't like what I said, that's fine. But don't come up on here talking all of that smack. I didn't say anything disrespectful, in my opinion. That's my personal opinion about the situation. I don't think it's a good idea to be online when you're going through this moment. And I don't think Prada and Gucci should be praised like it's a thing. Like we already know how Gucci feel about us anyway. So what are we doing? No, I don't think that's a good idea to be glorifying those name brands of what you're burying your loved ones in. I don't think now is the time for any of that. And I do feel like her friend should have just grabbed the phone and been like, let's go do something else. Let's go find something else. Let's woo-saw or something. Let's go to a health wellness center and get a massage or something. That's my personal opinion. I didn't say nothing negative, but what annoys me about you, ma'am, you got more smoke from me than Charleston White. And Charleston White got his grown, illiterate ace up here and said some real ignorant stuff. Real, just disgusting, deplorable stuff. But you got more smoke for me because you're not capable of having a conversation. And then block me, bye. Is that how you deal with your husband? Is that how you and your husband communicate? That's why you leaning more on God and saying you standing up for God and not your husband, because at the end of the day, you're going to choose God over your husband or whatever you got going on with that. And then God going to be your husband. You're going to be in the church alone. Is that what you're alluding to? Because if you talk to me like this and you're somebody on the internet, you don't know me from a can of paint, how do you talk to your husband? Do you use God as an excuse to not address the issues that's going on in your household? Now I got questions. Now that's something else I would like to talk about. Now that'd be a topic of conversation, because it amazes me how you have more smoke for me when all this energy could have been on Charleston White. We already know what the man said. I won't repeat it. And I won't put it on my platform because I just don't want that particular stuff here. I didn't even know why they let Charleston White out of jail. But that's neither here nor there. Let me post the rest of what she said just so y'all could just look at it in the comments. I don't care. I just wanted to say that real quick. If you want to actually have a conversation with me, I'm not below it. I'm really capable. I promise you, I'm capable of having a conversation. I've had many backs and forths with many people. And the back and forth that I usually can have and we can come to agree to disagree without turmoil is black men. Isn't that crazy? I can have a conversation with a black man. He can disagree with me and we can agree to disagree, or we can come to terms where we're saying the same thing. It happens often. Does it happen with black women? Not as much as it should be. So that's saying a lot right there. Right now, you not really showing me anything. You're not really saying nothing. I just did this video on that just so you can just get perspective on where I'm coming from. And you may never see this video, but I like to do response videos for people to see where I'm coming from. Again, if you do not like what I post and you're actually capable of having a conversation, I don't mind having it. I can even tell you why I feel the way I feel, and you can tell me why you feel the way you feel. And at the end of the day, if you don't agree with it, you can walk away from it. But when you start doing weird stuff like that, now I got to ask you where you're from. Now I got to ask you, how old are you? Because I think a lot of that is important to know too. Are you a boomer? Are you a Gen Xer? Are you a millennial? Are you a zennial? Whatever you are, you're not really showing, in my opinion, a good representation of yourself if the first thing you can say out of your mouth is tread lightly and then say God's name. It's just so weird to me. This is why a lot of people have left religion, because of people like that. That's why they left religion, because as God and church and stuff is something that you're supposed to be able to come to when you need help or guidance. And you proclaim yourself to be a woman of God. You spit enough Bible verses for us to say, okay, that's what she on. But you're not showing it. So I think for you need to do some soul searching, ma'am. You need to figure out your life. And when you're actually ready to become an adult and actually have the conversation, instead of saying, you ain't gonna get another response to me. Like, that was just, okay, very mature, Rondell. Instead of that response, then maybe we can get somewhere. Okay? All right, y'all. That's a little bit of my rant for the day. Y'all leave your comments below. I'm out.
We in a no hyena zone. Anti-hyena zone. Raise my